My golden brother registered his girlfriend in my apartment, but I found a way to take it back. Let me introduce myself. My name's Logan. I'm 27, painfully single, and the guy who always plays by the rules. My brother Marcus? Oh, he's 30 and basically walks around like the star of his own reality show. Everything always goes his way, no effort required. Marcus is the golden child, the golden boy, the golden everything. Me? I'm more like a paperclip. Practical, reliable, and invisible. Anyway, this whole nightmare started a few months ago, when I came home from work, ready to collapse into my couch with some takeout and binge-watch trash TV. But instead, I found this letter from my apartment complex, sitting in the mail. It was addressed to Logan and guest. Weird, right? Last time I checked, I lived alone. The guest room was my glorified laundry space. Curiosity got the best of me, so I opened the letter, and what I saw made my stomach do a full Olympic dive. It was confirmation that someone named Elena Martinez had been officially added as a tenant. Who the hell is Elena Martinez? I was still processing that when my phone buzzed with a text. Guess who it was? None other than Marcus. Hey bro, just a heads up. I added Elena to your lease. She needed a place, and you weren't using the extra room. Thanks, man. I had to read it 3 times because surely, no one is that bold, right? Wrong. I just stood there, staring at the text, laughing like a maniac because if I didn't laugh, I'd probably throw my phone out the window. He added someone to my lease, without asking. What's next, Marcus? Are you gonna sell my car and call it a favor? I immediately called him because, honestly, what else was I supposed to do? My heart was pounding like I just found out I was being evicted. Marcus, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. What the hell is this about adding someone to my apartment? Are you out of your mind? And this man, this absolute legend of self-entitlement, had the nerve to sigh, like I was the problem here. Dude, calm down, he said, as if he hadn't just hijacked my living situation. Elena's my girlfriend, and she's going through some stuff. I figured you'd be cool with it. I mean, you're always so chill. Chill? My blood pressure was skyrocketing. Chill? Marcus, you can't just put someone on my lease like it's nothing. I live here. This is my home, not your backup plan. But of course, Marcus wasn't hearing it. Look, it's already done, bro. And it's not like you even use your apartment that much. She's not gonna bother you. You'll barely notice she's there. That one stung. Like, real talk. It felt like he'd just said, your life is so boring you don't even deserve your own space. I hung up the call before I could say something I'd regret. My hands were shaking, and not in a cool, action hero way. I paced around my apartment, muttering to myself like a lunatic. I wanted to call the leasing office right then and there, but I didn't even know what I'd say. Hi, my brother is an idiot and he forged my signature? Yeah, that'd go over well. So instead, I decided I needed to meet this Elena chick face to face. I wanted to see who was bold enough to move into a stranger's apartment without even bothering to ask. I wasn't just angry. I was curious. What kind of person actually agrees to something like this? I spent the next 2 days alternating between rage and dread, waiting for her to show up. My apartment was clean, too clean, because I stress cleaned every time I thought about what I'd say to her. By the time the doorbell rang, I was so worked up I practically ran to answer it. When I opened the door, there she was. Elena Martinez, Marcus's latest project. And oh boy, she did not disappoint. It didn't take long for Elena to show up. There she was, dragging a bright pink suitcase and wearing an expression so smug it could have won awards. She walked in like she already owned the place, and I swear, the air in the room got 10 degrees heavier with entitlement. She was gorgeous, sure, but in that high-maintenance, nothing is ever my fault kind of way. Perfectly styled hair, nails that probably cost more than my grocery budget, and an attitude you could slap on a perfume bottle and call it arrogance number 5. I took one look at her and knew this wasn't going to end well. "Oh, you must be Logan," she said, flashing me a smile that was more patronizing than friendly. "Marcus told me you were cool with this. Thanks for letting me crash." Crash? Like this was some kind of summer camp? I blinked, trying to process the sheer audacity. My brain was screaming, "What is happening?" But I bit my tongue and tried to keep it together because, manners. "This isn't okay," I said, forcing a polite tone even though my insides were boiling. "Marcus had no right to do this without asking me." Her response? A condescending shrug and a tone so sweet it could have rotted teeth. "Look, Marcus said you're chill, so just relax. I'll keep to myself, and you won't even notice I'm here." Spoiler alert, I noticed. From the moment she unpacked, my apartment transformed into Elena's personal kingdom. The bathroom? Claimed. Her skincare routine alone took up more space than I even knew existed in my cabinet. My living room? Turned into a yoga studio complete with mats, candles, and this weird Zen playlist that made my ears bleed. And don't even get me started on the kitchen. My expensive whiskey I was saving for special occasions, was borrowed to make sangrias for her random late-night hangouts. Apparently, in Elena's world, borrowed means taken forever without asking. Oh, but the pièce de résistance, the friends, loud, obnoxious, and drunk out of their minds, they treated my apartment like it was the common room of a frat house. They'd leave pizza boxes on the floor, shoes on my coffee table, and sometimes just fall asleep wherever they landed. I'd walk into the kitchen in the morning and find strangers sprawled on my couch like they'd paid rent. Spoiler, they hadn't. By week 2, I was officially done. I was living in some twisted reality show called Survivor, the roommate edition, and I was losing. I picked up my phone, shaking with rage, and called Marcus. This wasn't just disrespectful, it was psychological warfare. When he picked up, I didn't even wait for him to say hello. "Marcus, what the hell is going on? Your girlfriend has completely taken over my apartment. This isn't okay." He sighed, the kind of sigh that says, "Ugh, you're so dramatic." "Man, don't be such a buzzkill. Elena's going through a tough time, and I figured you'd understand. You're good at handling stuff like this." Good at handling stuff? What was I, his personal crisis manager? I gripped the phone so hard I thought it might snap. "Marcus, this isn't about handling stuff. She's treating my home like her personal playground, and I'm not okay with it. She has to go." But of course, Marcus wasn't done being the golden boy. "Come on, Logan. She's not that bad. Just let her stay a little longer. She'll settle in. You're always so good at keeping calm about stuff like this." I hung up before I could scream. I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't just dealing with Elena the tornado. I was also fighting Marcos the enabler. And if they thought I was just going to roll over and let this happen, they were about to learn the hard way. One night, after another exhausting day at work, I came home to find Elena throwing what looked like a mini rager. Music was blasting, strangers were lounging on my couch, and there was a half-eaten pizza box on my coffee table. "What is this?" I yelled over the noise. "Relax, Logan," she slurred. "It's just a little get-together. No biggie." It was very much a biggie. I kicked everyone out and told her this was the last straw. She just rolled her eyes and mumbled something about me being no fun. That's when I started digging. I needed something, anything, to make her leave. I went through my lease agreement and found something interesting. You can't add a tenant without their signature. Somehow, Marcus had forged mine. The next day, I did some sleuthing. I called the leasing office pretending to be curious about how adding tenants works. Turns out, Elena's paperwork had Marcus's fingerprints all over it. He'd signed my name on the documents. I had him. The golden child, Mr. Perfect, had finally messed up in a way I could use against him. I knew confronting Marcus wouldn't work. He'd just sweet-talk me or guilt-trip me like always. So, I went nuclear. I went straight to the leasing office with proof of the forgery. They weren't happy, to say the least. Turns out, faking a signature is a big deal legally, and they promised to take care of it. Next, I confronted Elena. "Pack your stuff," I said flatly. "You're out." She laughed like I'd just told her the earth was flat. "You can't kick me out. I'm on the lease." "Not anymore," I said, waving the letter from the leasing office, nullifying her tenancy. "And if you're not gone by tomorrow, I'll call the cops." For the first time, she looked genuinely scared. Marcus tried calling me, leaving voicemails about how I was overreacting and being cruel. I ignored them all. By the end of the week, Elena was gone, and my apartment was mine again. I even changed the locks, just in case. The best part? The leasing office said they were investigating Marcus for fraud. I didn't push it, but the thought of him sweating it out for a while felt like sweet, sweet justice. Now, Marcus isn't talking to me, and honestly, good riddance. Maybe he'll finally learn that not everything revolves around him. As for me, I'm enjoying the silence, and the peace of knowing my home is my space again.